In the afternoon, a Russian FPV drone on aerial reconnaissance spotted a moving Ukrainian pickup truck. The FPV drone quickly hit the vehicle, disrupting its rotation. The crew, whose vehicle was rendered unusable, quickly fled into the woods. Ukrainian soldiers had not yet taken cover when they encountered other Russian attack drones. Some soldiers even came face to face with the Russian FPV drone again while hiding in tunnels they thought were sheltered. Then, the chase began.
Don't forget to leave your opinion about the video in the comments, subscribe, and like.
Using a pair of Uragan MLRS, the Central Group Artillery struck Ukrainian forces' positions in the direction of Krasnoarmysk. Dnipropetrovsk front, FPV operators hit the Ukrainian T-64BV, resulting in the detonation of the BK. In the first attack, a trailer full of equipment and a BC was destroyed, followed by a second drone lurking in ambush, hitting a Nissan carrying personnel. Russian drones lurking on the road is now a classic attack tactic. Ukrainian forces have also started to copy this tactic from the Russians. Leave your thoughts in the comments. The Russian armed forces hit positions of the Ukrainian armed forces in Mirnorad and Ivanpolye in the DNR with FABs. The Russian Defense Ministry reported that the fighters of the Southern Group destroyed a detachment of Kholodny Yar fighter jets of the armed forces of Ukraine. FPV drones, mortars, and towed howitzer units took part in the operation. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Kharkiv direction. While lurking on the road, the Russian FPV drone spotted the Ukrainian forces' heavy Baba Yaga UAV moving in the air and quickly turned on its propellers. It hit the target several times and destroyed it. Then, in the same direction, it destroyed numerous ATVs, warehouses in the forest, mortar positions, armored personnel carriers, pickup trucks in the forest belt, towed howitzers, and much more. A 122mm D-30 howitzer of the Novorossiysk paratroopers destroyed a Ukrainian forces' UAV control center in the Zaporizhzhia region. Special forces and southern reconnaissance units carried out joint work with attack drones against the Ukrainian forces' pickup truck. In the direction of Zaporizhzhia, near the village of Lukyanivska, fighters shot down an enemy tank defending in the woods. A very good indicator of the advance of the Russian troops. At this stage, UAV operators managed to fly very well in difficult conditions. A Ukrainian armed forces robotic platform was destroyed near the town of Konstantinovka in Donetsk. One afternoon, a Russian FPV drone on aerial reconnaissance spotted a moving Ukrainian pickup truck. The FPV drone quickly hit the vehicle, disrupting its rotation. The Russians shot down a French self-propelled vehicle that was moving rapidly towards a firing position in the Dnipropetrovsk border area. Moreover, on the way, they destroyed an enemy vehicle designed to deliver ammunition. At the beginning of the supply of Caesars to Ukraine, Paris described them as unattainable for the Russians. The vehicle is maneuverable, but not invincible. The soldiers of the Vostok group confirmed this. Russian forces destroyed an armored vehicle in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Russian Garan UAVs are making very hard landings on previously identified Ukrainian positions. One 108th Airborne Division drone operators skillfully destroyed enemy vehicles on the front line in the Zaporizhia sector. Northern reconnaissance units detected a pickup truck belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces moving from the village of Veseloye in the Kharkiv region towards Volchansk, where active combat operations are currently ongoing. The vehicle was destroyed. A Ukrainian soldier fell out of a minibus after a Russian kamikaze plane approached. He then ran to catch up with the vehicle, but failed. The vehicle sped off, leaving his friend behind. The man ran alone along the road. What do you think would have happened if there had been another FPV drone? What happened after several Ukrainian infantry soldiers were detected by Russian reconnaissance drones? The reconnaissance drones continuously tracked the Ukrainian soldiers. They transmitted their coordinates to the attack drone operators, and the operation began. Fiber optic drones and drones capable of dropping munitions attacked one after another. In the footage, a Russian fiber optic drone is seen attacking two Ukrainian soldiers, but the explosive it carries does not detonate. The two soldiers, panicking, quickly move away from their hiding spot and flee to another location. The reconnaissance drones continue to track them, and the operation continues. The video shows several UAV operators working together in one of the areas opposite the Russian state border in the Belgorod region. The operator first records the movements of Ukrainian armed forces soldiers slowly entering the building. It appears they plan to spend the night there. The operators then move calmly and skillfully, first dropping weapons from the helicopter, then attacking with FPV drones. As a result, the temporary staging point and the enemy's hopes for rest are eliminated. We thank the Sever operators for their accuracy, calmness, and sense of rhythm. Destruction of paratroopers from the 108th Guards Airborne Division who fled from the positions of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kamyanske district of the Zaporizhia region. A group of 7 Ukrainian soldiers were advancing toward the front line when they encountered a Russian drone. They had time to get out of the vehicle and did so quickly. They narrowly escaped the Russian drone attack, but their vehicle was destroyed. Now they have to walk. A Russian FPV drone spotted a pickup truck belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces during an aerial reconnaissance mission. 2 soldiers were traveling in the back of the truck. The drone accelerated for an attack and collided with the truck. On the Donetsk front, UAV operators destroyed one of the Ukrainian armed forces' shelters. After the shelter was detected, its coordinates were calculated with precision and attack drones were prepared. The operation was then launched, and after a series of attacks, the shelter was destroyed. The Ukrainian armed forces crashed a fiber optic drone in the Sumy region. The Ukrainian soldier fired at the Russian soldier running quickly below. The Russian soldier ran under heavy fire and entered the building where the Ukrainian soldiers were hiding. Not a single bullet hit the Russian soldier. What do you think the soldier did after entering the building? Write your thoughts about the image in the comments. Archive image. The Ukrainian Armed Forces Network Corridor. On the road from Muravka to Novopavlivka in the Dnipropetrovsk region, the Ukrainian Armed Forces Network Corridor has been unsuccessfully constructed. In the video, a KVN operator is working on another truck belonging to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. A drone waiting in ambush is conducting objective damage control. Kursk border region, Glushkovo district. A shelter for Ukrainian soldiers was identified in the Novi Put settlement area, and 2 soldiers who entered it were targeted. Russian drones reached Ukrainian positions in the village of Orlovka. videos of Russian Geran drones have increased recently. In particular, the number of Geran attacks targeting Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, is increasing every day. Russian Geran technology has been updated, and the attack technique has also been changed. They fly at extremely high altitudes, and when they reach the target, they dive at a 90-degree angle toward the target. Don't forget to join our Telegram group. Russian UAV operators detected the location of Ukrainian armed forces soldiers in a forest and sent an FPV UAV equipped with fiber optic cable to monitor them. The shelter hit by the UAV quickly abandoned its position and fled without waiting for a second attack. If they had not left their position, they would have encountered a second attack. A Ukrainian soldier acting alone was detected. An FPV drone loaded with ammunition crashed into the building and it was destroyed by fire. The Russian operator detected a Ukrainian soldier resting behind a pickup truck in the direction of Pokrovsk. The FPV drone approached him to say hello. Footage of the artillery of the 3rd All-Union Army of the Southern Union Army fighting to destroy the communications center, repeaters, and communications antenna of the Ukrainian forces. Seversk direction. A UAV of the 3rd Combined Arms Army of the Southern Unit destroyed a pickup truck of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Seversk direction. Epic footage of the destruction of a firing point belonging to the Ukrainian armed forces. Russian reconnaissance drone operators discovered trenches and bunkers actively used by Ukrainian armed forces personnel. The coordinates were then relayed to the artillery and fiber optic drone operators, and the attacks began. First, the artillery shelled the positions intensively. Then the attacking fiber optic drones went into action and precisely penetrated the bunkers and blew them up.